God, so I don't know, the next 100, well, it takes me Christmas Eve. It's 101 days till Christmas. Day 300 is Christmas Eve. So it's a case of how much do I want to lose between now and Christmas Eve. And if I wanted to lose a total of 5 stone by Christmas, that's 2 stone. So I'll say £30. £30 between now and Christmas, which is more than the last 200 days. I tried to do 25. But yeah, let's go for it. £30, 100 days for Christmas. Let's do it. So that was 50 days ago, and here we are, halfway to Christmas, halfway into my 100 days. I've been splitting this up into 100-day phases. Originally, when I started out, that wasn't a goal or an idea. It just sort of was falling into place. It's worked out quite well. It's quite an even sort of place to split. It's nice. It doesn't really work on weeks or days or anything. So at this point I should have lost around £15, and I don't know. I've got my laptop here. We can have a look. So that video was on the 15th of September. So that week I weighed in the 18th of September. 24.10.5, or in pounds it was 346.5. So to have lost 15, it would have to be 331.5, and as of last week, or as Thursday, I am 331. So that's 15.5 pounds, right? So I am bang on where I need to be. That's awesome, because I'll tell you why that's making me laugh. Because that week pretty much was I was right at the start. That week, in fact, I put on £2. The week before I'd put on 2.5. So I was right in the middle of that whole with having my steroids put up and gaining weight and dealing with all that disaster. I didn't know what was going on. So that's great for me. That brilliant. Is can that be right? That can't be right. Can that be right? Someone's gonna piss on my parade and tell me it can't be right. That can't be right, because do you know what? It's not right. Because oh, I'm gutted. I'll tell you why I'm gutted. It will be right if I'm £3 shy. I was going to say short. I was shy. I don't mix, and it was shy. I'm £3 shy. And I'll tell you why. It's because I was doing a tutorial on how I do my guide. I'm going to put it later on in this video, and I'm showing how it works, and I want to lose £3 this week. And so I typed that in, and obviously I didn't take it back out when I went to do this, and so okay, so I'm £2 shy. That's okay to me. That's okay. Because of all the stress and stuff I had. I mean, September I lost £13. I mean, I was £1 off a stone in September, which is pretty awesome to me. I mean, monthly, I've not pulled that sort of number since I started. March, let's see, March 12.5, April 4.5, May 6.5, June 5.5, July 14.5. Yeah, July 14.5, August just 1.5, September I put on 5, and then so for this month to have lost 13 is awesome. So I don't know what to redo that. I'll leave it as I think I'll leave it as it is because it's funny. Yeah, so I've actually yeah, so I'm £3 shy, so that means I've lost 12. That mean, yeah, is that right? 12. Put me hour back where I need to be. I've lost 12 and a half of the 15, so I'm 2.5 out. I'm okay with that. So fingers crossed to lose. I've got 17 to go. I've got 50 days to lose £17. That's so much more doable than a couple of weeks ago when I was writing, you know, I've got 60 days to lose 20 odd. So I'm really pleased with that. I think, yeah, I'm really pleased with that. So that was the main thing. Was, like you saw, I set myself that challenge. I'm halfway into it. I'm kind of halfway to my goal. I need to step up my game a little bit. If you've been reading my blog rather than just watching my videos, then you'll know I've decided to start some exercise again. It's really difficult. It's I know what you're thinking. No, it's not. Just get up and do something. But it's just not that easy for me. It's a case of what can I do safely? What can I do that isn't gonna hurt or cause me any sort of fatigue that's gonna whack me out for a few days? It's gonna cause, you know, it's not so much about what can I do that isn't gonna cause me a problem now. What can I do that's not gonna cause me a problem, you know, 3-4 days down the road, because of, you know, if I've got something to do. So I just want to start gently. I thought I'll start gently with the weights again, but I haven't done them in a long time, and it would appear the problems in my hands has deteriorated quite badly. So I've got some strapping that basically it just goes over the gloves I've already got, so that my hands aren't supporting the weight, and that way my muscles are actually, when I'm doing the movement, the muscle is isolated and is doing the full movement. Because the problem I've got at the moment is, even though that's the idea, is you isolate the muscle to do the bicep curl or whatever you're doing, is my hand hasn't got the strength to keep it in my hand whilst I'm doing it. Same with sort of kettlebells, really just trying to do any sort of seated work at the moment, because I'm not even looking at doing any standing work at the moment. My knee's been really bad lately, so I'm not looking at doing any standing work. But yeah, sort of doing some overhead kettlebell stuff, sort of get it to here, and I think my head's there. I don't need any more head injury problems. So other than that, the only thing I think doing safely is swimming. But with one thing or another, we just haven't had the time to get out there. I've not been overly enthusiastic, you know, begging to go. Of course I haven't been. Recovering agoraphobic, of course I haven't been. So I'm working on that. I've had some good news. Finally, the end of last week, I heard back about my DLA application after sending it off in July. They finally got back to me and awarded me with middleweight care, so I was over the moon about that. It was brilliant, finally, which also means my mum can get carer's allowance. That being said, she went for her interview today for a job, and she said it went well. She sounded really positive. They've given her a lot of details that, well, I suppose they have to give to everyone, but they seem to get on quite well, so I'm hopeful for that. See, there's fireworks out there celebrating already, but they have their meeting on Friday, so she should hear back on Friday. We're keeping our fingers crossed. And apparently this has made Dad want to get a job as well now, because it would be up to him to take me to hospital. But that's the only problem. If they both get jobs, we're having to work out hospital appointments. At the moment it's not too much of a problem, because if Mum does get this job, she'll only be working 3 weekdays and every other Saturday, so we can work around, because I know my ophthalmology team quite well, and I know what days they work, and if need be we can go to Cheltenham because they work the other days, but they don't work in Gloucester, so we could sort something out. It'd be fine. And then I see my GP and he's available most days of the week, so again we can sort something out. It wouldn't be a problem for most of it. But if my dad gets a job as well, then they have got a big problem, because they've only got the one car between them, and also I don't know what I'll be able to do about hospital appointments. It's like a big, like, I can feel myself. Mum was on about the hospital transport, you know, taxi bus thing they do, and I could feel my palms sweating just talking about it. So I was thinking I'd have to work up to that, you know. And then, but hopefully if they can ever diagnose me with anything, then hopefully I can start working to driving properly again. Because part of it at the moment is I'm so anxious that I don't know if I'm allowed to drive, that if I do have any accidents, then of course I'm not insured properly, and that's part of what makes it worse. Anyway, speaking of if they could decide what's wrong with me, I emailed a clinic in Birmingham who I've been following for a little while, who do open MRIs. You sit in a position like this and you can see there's nothing around your head, you're perfectly enclosed. They're called Upright MRI. They're in London, Leeds, but like I said, they've just opened a clinic in Birmingham. I've known about them for a little while. I've been waiting for them to open this clinic. I contacted them before and I said to them, what's your weight limit and what's your weight limit and what's your waiting times? And they said, we're hoping to open mid-October and you need to be 23 stone or less. So as you know, it's on my goals page, I need to get 23 stone or below. And so I emailed them this week. I went back on their website, I saw they were open. So I said, when are you taking appointments, and can I confirm the weight limit? And so the guy got back to me and said that they could take appointments, but the weight limit is 30 stone. So I got straight onto my consultant and I said they're taking bookings, so you can get a move on. But I thought to myself, I'm glad I found out now, rather than, you know, in 12.5 pounds time when I got under 23 stone, and because I would have been really pissed. But at least I know now. So hopefully I can go and get this MRI done. They can see if there's any plaques on my brain or not, and then once and for all we can answer this MS question. Although part of me feels like this guy's going to sit me down and say, well, while we couldn't see any obvious plaques on your brain, that doesn't mean blah, blah, blah. And I just pray that it's obvious. So if there is any plaque in there, please be obvious, you know. And if there's not, then great. So I mean, what am I supposed to do? Like mouthwash my brain? I mean, I don't know. Anyway, this wasn't supposed to be down, it's supposed to be celebrating the past 50 days and what's gone on. So, I don't know, when did I say it was? Mid-September. God, that doesn't... It seems so long ago, yet it seems like yesterday, September, October. Am I sure that's when it was? Yeah. Well, sorry. September, wow. I've had a few hospital and doctor's appointments, not shockingly. They found a problem with my kidneys. They said my GP came up with a great analogy for it. Basically, he said they work like road tyres, and when you're born and they're new, it's like having a new tyre with 10 mils of tread on it, and it works perfectly well. You don't notice any performance improvements, and as you go on in life, some of the tread comes off. You don't notice any difference, but maybe the tread might be 7 or so, but you can still get on. It doesn't affect performance and so on. But then at some point they wear down to 2 or 3, and it's still not affecting performance, and it's still driving down the road you don't notice or anything, but you might need to think about paying attention to your tyres and maybe replacing them or whatever. So he said that's something that you as the driver wouldn't notice, the mechanic needs to keep an eye on. So basically he said mine were, on that metaphor, my tread depth is at 7. So they don't know why. What was funny was he said they were fine for ages, and then he started going off in February. And I said, I can't think what would have happened in February. And then it wasn't until afterwards I said to him, I started trying to lose weight in February. So I've always keep joking, I was better off when I was smoking and I was fat. So I don't know, like I say, it's just something to keep an eye on. I don't get any symptoms. If I do, it's obviously not from that, because it's a symptomless condition. So there's just something else to keep an eye on. Other than that, they've got to keep testing me every month with bloods and urine samples to make sure the tread's still on the tyre. So that was that. What else is going on in Project Oi Fatty? Obviously still not smoking. I found this really therapeutic. You might recall that I was a little bit annoyed with the lack of treatment options available for mental health. As you know, I'm a depressive, and I take medication for it, and I didn't want to just be given pills and sent away, so I asked for some talk therapy, and the talk therapy I was offered was very limited, and I didn't think it was for me. Well, I've actually found this really really cathartic, really appropriate for me. It's been it's been odd in that no one answers back. Sometimes that's nice when you just want to get on. In having counsellors before, you just want to get on and tell the story, and they interrupt you all the bloody time, especially if it's someone you don't know very well, and they want to, well, who's that? Hang on, what did they do? And so you just want to get it out. And so it's been really reassuring that there's people out there leaving me comments and stuff, and I'm yet to have any trolls, touch wood, so we'll see, because that's what I was expecting, sort of no comments and the occasional troll. Don't get me wrong, I get spam like there's no tomorrow, but it's all junk spam, really gobbledygook spam, not troll spam, which is nice. And then I get genuine comments as well, which is great, so uplifting. It really means a lot to me, because I feel like I'm on my own quite a lot. I feel like obviously my friends are on completely different planes to me now. I don't have a lot of friends, and they're all doing different things. They're all quite grown up now. I always felt when I was younger I was much more mature for my age, and now I feel like I always felt about 22. Even when I was 14 I felt about 22, and then I got to 22 and I sort of stuck. So now I'm 25, I still feel 22. And so I got friends who've who are married to kids. I've got friends who've just got kids. I've got friends who are, you know, living together with partners and stuff. And I feel very disassociated with everything because of, not just because I live at home with my parents, because I know people who are who do that as well, but at least they've got jobs and they've got plans, or, you know, they've got a sense of being, whereas I feel like I feel very burdensome and very very much like a toddler, really, a very annoying toddler. That's sort of how I feel. I need a lot of help, you know. There's not a lot I can do about it. I try my best, and I know there's nothing that can be done about it, but I know it gets frustrating. I know they can't do anything about it, but I know it's frustrating for them. And I just want to work on the things that I can change. That's why this is why this is here. So that's why I really want to succeed in the things I can change. And it's come to a point where it's getting really hard. I don't think I'm going to lose any weight this week because I stopped taking all my tablets, all the ones that aren't essential to keep me alive or keep me not pain free, because I'm never pain free, but you know, I can't think of the word, but you know, tolerable. Yeah, but other than that, I've stopped taking them all. I don't feel massive. I was surprised how much I haven't swollen up, but I don't feel like I've lost. I usually, each week I feel I've lost, and I don't feel it this week. I feel like I don't feel like, I don't know how I feel in terms of that this week, but my clothes feel baggier, which is good. I nearly finished sorting all of them out. I've got one bag left. I've given a lot to my sister, I've given a lot to the charity shops, so that's good. But yeah, we're still having trouble finding somewhere to live. Hopefully if Mum gets this job, then that'll widen our horizons slightly. If my dad gets this job as well, then we might even be able to stay here. If not, they're looking at options of putting me into care, or maybe putting me into a one-bed apartment, and then I can have Mum stay with me, and then Dad's got friends who could stay with maybe, or maybe he could afford to stay in a B&B or something. We don't know at the moment, really. They're all just up in the air options, that sort of worst case scenario. I think we're hoping it doesn't come to that, and we're just sort of panic thinking, really. Okay. So 50 days gone, 50 days left. Looking forward to it. I don't think I've lost this week, so I'm going to have to work super hard next week. Hopefully we can get some swimming in, if I can get down there, if Mum hasn't got this job yet, or started this job yet, should I say. And other than that, still not smoking. Made progress with the getting out. I've been out more. I'm still not doing much spur of the moment stuff, but that'll come. I feel more like doing it, whereas before the thought of doing it, 50 days ago, the thought of doing it freaked me out a lot, whereas now it doesn't. the other day, I was talking about going out with Mum for the day. Turns out she had plans. The one day I'm saying, oh, let's just go in the car. She was like, no, I've got places to be, things to do. So that didn't work out. But like I say, like I don't feel so uneasy about saying it and thinking about it now. So I think that's progress. So that works for me. The other things still challenging, and will have to be worked on, because obviously I don't want to be on drugs the rest of my life, especially not ones that fix my mental health. But that's a much longer road, I would say. But the other thing I'd say, I've been watching a lot of Extreme Makeover Weight Loss Edition, and the problem with that is they lose like what I want to lose in a year in the first 3 months, and it messes with my head. And I'm like, oh man, I've been starting, and now I think, well, this is ridiculous. They're, in a gym every single day with people screaming at them, but I do find it quite motivating. I try to watch things like that, where I spend most of my time not doing anything. I do try and, if I'm going to watch something, I do watch things like that, or there's stuff on Sky, or Fat Fight of My Life, or something along them lines. Not so much The Biggest Loser or anything, because that's sequential and you have to watch them all. But when they're in one program, because I find them quite motivating. And yeah, I feel a little bit like I'm supposed to be doing that, because if I was on day 50, that would mean what, my 90-day weight's coming, so I should be halfway to losing £100 or whatever in the first week, in the first 90 days on that show, when I've lost what we on 50. So I would be halfway there if it wasn't for the fact that this was day 250. So at this point I'd be getting the skin surgery. I'd be near the end, but I'll get there. I know I'll get there. It's just recognising my pitfalls and recognising that I'm not invincible, and I do break down, and I do have walls and challenges in front of me. It's just knowing how to fight them, and if I had all the answers, then I wouldn't be here. I'd be a size 12, and I'd be free of all the SSRIs, and I'd be millionaire, because I would have sold the world the formula. Well, I wouldn't. I would have given it away for free and made some money off the merchandise. But yeah, as always, thank you for your comments and your support.